Safe. Welcome to Lawyers in for Hub. It's a pleasure to always create content on this platform. So today we're looking at things you're supposed to do upon being briefed as a lawyer. Now, most of the times when clients reach out to you to tell you about their matter and what you're supposed to do, especially in this series, I want to dwell on when you're inheriting that file. That means someone has started the matter, you just got in, to continue from where the person stopped. So they'll discuss with you about the matter. One lawyer is handling it, maybe they're not comfortable the way the lawyer is handling it, or the matter has taken time. People have their reservations, clients have their reservations. So when they reach out to you to say, okay, this is what I want, and I want to take the file from that counsel to give it to you, it's very important, that you as a lawyer have self-restraint. You don't push from to go and rush and get that file without you doing your due diligence. Try and do your due diligence, know the details of the facts, ask them questions. Were you paying this lawyer? Why was there a delay? What happened? So when you ask these pertinent questions, it give you an idea of maybe what has happened or transpired with that counsel. Sometimes many clients, when they don't pay and they feel the lawyer that handled before is not doing a good job, they want to come to you and they'll just do that one payment and expect things to work out well. So when you interview them, you now have an idea of what really transpired or what has happened. Now, you don't go for the file, you allow the client to go for the file. The client will have to notify the other counsel, pay off whatever liability, whatever, you don't rush them. You give them that time, because sometimes when they are owing, the lawyer might insist you pay me, complete my fees before I release your file or whatsoever. So you don't be involved in that drama. Allow the client to sort out the file, get the file. Then most of the time what happens is that when they can get the file to you, or when the other lawyer has been cleared or paid off his fees, he can now send the file to you. Now, when you get the file, it's very important that you go through the processes to know, depending on the nature of the matter, what has transpired. You look at the record of proceedings in terms of the endorsements done by the counsel on the file, to look at it critically to know, okay, what has happened, what are the steps you're supposed to take, what is the stage of the matter, is it for mention, is it for trial, is it for hearing, look at the processes filed, are there responses you need to file, are there things you need to do. But the first thing you need to do is to file a notice of change of counsel. Very, very important. At this point, I want to thank all those who have been watching this channel. Thank you for all those joining me whenever I'm live. I really appreciate you. My returning subscribers, you're amazing. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please do consider subscribing to the channel. We have several hundreds of videos about law concepts, practice of law, law experience, law student issues on this channel. So go through the channel. You'll be so amazed at the level of content we have put out to ensure you have a smooth practice, to ensure you're a lawyer of excellence, to ensure you're as a law student, you are the best in your studies. So back to what I was saying. I was trying to say that you file a notice of change of counsel. That's one of the best first things you need to do. When you file a notice of change of counsel, most time people have asked me, should I file, was it a motion or a notice? You file a notice. Even though I've seen many people file motion for change of counsel, wherein they now attach the letter of instruction from the client. Sometimes even if it's in a very contested cases, most people like to file motion for change of counsel. But normally it's supposed to be just a notice. You look at the rules of the court, the jurisdiction where you're practicing, bring it under the relevant provisions of the rules. Then it just is a notice, to note that this petitioner or the claimant or defendant has changed the counsel from, you have to note the former counsel to yourself. You now put in your address. Now, this notice of change of counsel or motion for change of counsel, you have to serve it on the outgoing counsel and the other counsels that are in the matter, depending on the number of respondents or claimant, depending on who you're representing. So, but it's important that you serve the outgoing counsel, because when in court, the court will always look at that address for service to know whether the outgoing counsel is in receipt of that application, which signifies to the court that he's aware of this change, and it doesn't object. Most of the courts will even insist that you bring affidavit of something or a proof of service to show that the former counsel was duly served with your notice of change of counsel. Now, another thing you need to do is for you to apply for search. Sometimes, if the lawyer who handled the matter previously is not a very meticulous lawyer who takes things for granted, there might be certain things you may not be able to see in the file. Maybe if it's the lawyer who is not diligent enough, you might miss out on some applications. So it's also important you apply for search. What is the purpose of this search? The purpose of this search is to ensure that the processes you're seeing in that file corresponds with what is in the file. Most times, if you take over a matter and you do not conduct a search to confirm the processes in your own file is what is in the court, it might be difficult when you go to court. Another counsel are saying, well, we filed a motion, we have served you. So you're arguing, I was not served. They bring out evidence to say that the previous counsel was served. The court will ask you to do the needful. So you do that search to confirm that all you have in your file is what is in the court. Now, that's what we call review of facts, review of the case file. It's also very important. In reviewing the case file, you look at this matter. Is this something that can be resolved? Is this something I can talk to the other counsels? Let us sit down and look at these things. It's also very important that you do that if you think the matter can be resolved. If it's not what you think that can be resolved, then you continue from where the other lawyer stop, find the necessary processes, ensure the matter proceeds. Because the client has briefed you, expects progress in their matter. So it's very, 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 very key. It's very, 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 very important. Because most times I've also seen where I've seen it been in a situation where you reached out to the former counsel to say, please, there's a motion that's missing, or did you file, when you're not sure of what has happened, did you file a response to the plenary objection? The file, some of them will say, oh, I forgot to put it in the file, or okay, we'll scan it to you or send it to you. Some lawyers are very free spirited, whereby some people don't cooperate. They feel that end when the relationship with their client ends, that's it. But you also have an option to go to court to get copies or whatever you feel that should be in the file. Now, one thing you should do as a lawyer who has been briefed after someone else has been doing the matter is to give updates to your clients. When your clients begin to see updates, they begin to know that you are doing something. You don't just take over and you relax. No, at every point in time, for every step you take, you also you give status report of what you're doing. And of course, you must have discussed your fees. Your fees is very important. Break it down, sending your fee notes on how your fees will be paid. You don't just start working without being paid. It's very, very, very risky. Very, 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 very risky. So you sort out your fees before proceeding to work and give it your best. Sometimes I've seen, I've been in a meeting where a very senior advocate, a very, very old senior advocate, he was talking about how one of his clients referred more than 20 clients to him. He said that client came in and it doesn't look like he was a rich person, was just a normal man, but he didn't even say he didn't even do so much for the clients in terms of legal work. But the referral that client gave him, he said till date, that client is the best client he can ever think of. He still appreciates that client for the growth he has attained. So let's treat our clients with care. I've done a video on the client's care. There's something called client's care. When you care, take care of your clients, not in the bad way, but in a good way. Do their cases well, give them update, do your best. Most times people think securing victory is when you have done your best. No, there are sometimes you lose cases, but you've done your best. And even to the client satisfaction, they can say, this lawyer did their best. This lawyer did his or her best in my matter. So even if want to go on appeal, if there's a need for that, you're going to appeal knowing that something is as a miscarriage of justice, not on my own part. I didn't do the wrong thing. Rather, it was judge who did not appreciate the law as I thought, and there's a miscarriage of justice, and I want that error to be corrected and appeal. So do your best within the bounds of the law. Don't kill yourself for anybody. Don't go out of the limits of the law or the bounds of law to do things to please your clients against the ethics of the profession. At every point in time, ensure what you're doing is in line with the ethics. Most clients want you to perform magic. Most clients can even call you to say, can't you go and meet the judge? I can provide money. Let's go and meet the judge. Why can't you do this? They'll be pushing you, pushing you, pushing you. When you're in trouble, they run away. So have your standards. Let your clients know you have standards and let them abide by your standards within the bounds of the law to ensure you give them the best. When a client wants to push you out of the limits of the law, bounds of law, you have a right to return the file and even what they have paid. Because no fee, no professional fee is worth your name, is worth your integrity for you to lose it of a name to be struck off the roll. No professional fee is worth it. So, friends, I just hope you'll be able to learn something today. What you need to do when you've just been briefed by, by in a matter that has been that has been handled by a lawyer before. You're just coming in maybe as a second or the third or fourth counsel. So you have to be very, 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 very careful. When files have moved from one lawyer to another, it becomes very, 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 very messy sometimes, and it becomes very critical that you put your eyes down to know why has this file been moving from one lawyer to the other. What is it, this file? What is the matter? Is it that these people have done or they've not done well that I'm supposed to do? So that certain things you have to be very, very sensitive. You have to be very discerning when you have to inherit a file or kind of being briefed by by a client who had his matter going on with another counsel. So you have to be very discreet, understand what and what is involved before you accept taking the file. I encourage you to go to the channel. You have wonderful, wonderful clients. We are doing a little bit to promote legal education. We are doing a little best, the little we can, to contribute to legal knowledge in Nigeria and Africa. And I believe that our little best is what bringing us success is helping people out there. People watch our channels when they're in court. People watch our videos when they want to do something. People are always getting back. The feedbacks have been amazing, and we are proud and we are happy that we have hit we have chosen to hit to this clarion call to help in our own little way to push, further grow, further do the little we can for the legal education and for lawyers, for law students. So we are grateful to God. We are grateful to our subscribers. We are grateful for people who even put in their comments. But eventually have comments, please, on all our videos. You're free to do, put in your criticisms, put in your questions, we will attend to them. We are not angry when you criticize us. No, we are even happy that you're criticizing us. If there are things we're not supposed to do or we're not doing well, you can let us know. You have questions, drop them in the comment section. We will respond to them accordingly. Do have a beautiful evening and know that you can be the best wherever you are. You can be the best. You can even just the stars, the cloud can be your stepping stone. You can be the best in that niche you have created for yourself. So you don't need to worry, you don't need to feel dejected, even things if things are not even going as you want them to go. Sit back, re-strategize, and you see it what kicking up as you desire. Do take care of yourself and know that nobody deserves more happiness than you. So you have to be happy as a lawyer so that you can give in your best in doing your legal work. Do take care and know that God loves you. Yeah.